Tom McShay.
I am the second son of my family.
The second coming of Infamous. Tom McShay. You reviewed the video game for GameSpot.com.
I totally love the Infamous.
You do?
Yeah.
Chris Waters is going to play the game while we have a little chit chat. Actually, just hop into the game for a second. Whereabouts are we in the game, just for context?
Seattle.
No, where in the game are we?
This is Tom's 100% virtuous completion state. So basically, there's no bad guys anywhere except for in this little ring over here where I'm going to go attack them.
So you have smoke powers.
I'm using smoke powers currently. There are a number of powers you unlock throughout the whole game, Tom, and I think I'm gonna just use maybe 2 or 3 of them.
Awesome.
Would you say?
Tom, I read your review.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you very much. I read it on the toilet. It was wonderful, very entertaining. I just want to ask you, this game, some people have said, it's a little bit. There's the open world game, as we know it, the modern open world game, and then there sort of appears to be this maybe division between what the Sandbox game was, say, like the open world game about 5-6 years ago, and then what we kind of have come to expect from games like GTA and Assassin's Creed. So what was it about Infamous Second Son that appealed to you in regards to that?
Yeah, so Assassin's Creed and GTA are all about making the most realistic world almost imaginable, right? And it's either historically accurate or it's talking about more of modern society, and there's real characters and all this other, serious stuff. So this is a playground. This is not a real city with real people. This is a playground for your amusement, and it feels just like the older Sandbox games used to be. And I kind of love that because it just focuses on the action as opposed to a narrative that may or may not be intriguing, I guess. So a lot of chaos.
Do you find the play-by-play action in Infamous Second Son to be kind of more entertaining than, because I'm with you on that, because when I play GTA 5, I feel like I'm enjoying the world more than I am enjoying the action itself.
Yeah, I don't think, and GTA 5 is a great game, but I don't think you would hold that up against other shooters.
Yes.
Or you would hold it up against other driving games, because I don't think it really compares with the game that's built from that. But I think you can actually compare Infamous to any action game on the market. It is just really fast and satisfying and diverse combat. And I absolutely loved playing with all the powers and fighting all the enemies and coming up with tricks. And so I think that's what their focus was, and that's where this game really shines.
A lot of the powers and stuff, they kind of look like applicable maybe to what we've seen in previous Infamous games. What about the powers made you so excited about the action in this game?
So the second power you get is Neon.
Neon.
Which Chris is not using. Chris is actually using Concrete now.
I'll go find some Neon. Hold on.
So Neon is basically...
Get back here. Oh.
Yeah, you gotta go to... So Neon is do you remember the Prototype game?
Yes.
So Prototype 1 was kind of clunky.
Did you like Prototype, just for the record? See where we're coming. Did you enjoy Prototype?
Prototype 1 was clunky. Prototype 2 was awesome.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I love Prototype 2. So basically, when you have Neon power in this, it's Prototype 3.
Okay.
Because you run straight up buildings like a crazy person. Because the original Infamous is all methodically climbing buildings.
Look at that.
I love. This is ridiculous.
This is great.
And it's super fast, and you do that within combat because you need to move around. You're kind of fragile.
Yep.
So it's just it's crazy over the top, and it looks gorgeous. I don't know if you've noticed.
It does look great. In fact, what I will say is that when you were playing last week, we were all sort of huddled around your computer for or your TV screen. It looks better on, I feel like increasingly it is getting harder to display how good these games look over video, because it looks so much better here than it does in when they were even showing trailers of that game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because when you're playing it in the streets, it's raining in the streets, there's puddles forming, and you can see the reflection of the neon lights through the rain.
Yeah.
And you're oh, this is next gen, I guess.
When you finished this game, were you disappointed it was over? That's always a good sign of if a game.
Well, I mean, when I finished this game on 100% playthrough, I did every single thing you could. I immediately started over on hard expert difficulty for an evil playthrough. And then when I finished that, I was disappointed.
Oh yeah?
Because I just wanted more and more. It's just, this is my favorite open world game since Prototype 2, and I know there's just not a ton of games like this. Watch Dogs looks really cool and it's coming out, but it's way different. So I don't know when we're gonna get another game like this. I was savoring every second.
If you got any questions for Tom about Infamous Second Son, please by all means put them in the chat, and I'll read them out here. I want to ask you a question as well. You wrote a great article about how you should play this game in difficult modes.
Yes.
Explain the sort of reasoning behind that. Even first time through it?
I would say so, because the first time through, it is fun to like experiment with the powers and just learn the story and all that other stuff. But like everyone's kind of a pushover. So by the halfway point, I didn't really fear combat anymore, and I was kind of making my own challenges. And I think I would have been more engaged the first time if I really had to like, because the third power you get in this game, which I don't have to mention, it's fantastic and it's way different, and I didn't use it at all because I didn't really need to use it.
Yeah.
And then the second time through when it was harder, I was like, oh, this is really interesting. I just had to put some work into it. So I actually would say the first time through, like, it really pushes you to understand what the game is doing from a combat perspective.
I got a question here from Bidus.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
GameSpot. What is the main difference between this and previous Infamous games? Do you think there is much of a?
There's the combat feels. So the first Infamous was really methodical, and it was all about like lining up sniper shots and stuff like that. The second one was, I thought, too chaotic for its own good, because enemies would like teleport all around you, and then the screen would go black and white, and I couldn't tell what was going on, and it was kind of frustrating for me. And this one is like right in between, where it's super chaotic, but I still knew exactly what was going on at all times. So it's like the best of both worlds. And plus, the powers are way different.
Chris, you've been playing Infamous a little bit.
Not a
just
not a
today?
whole lot, as you may have noticed, but.
I love making you do this. I don't want to do it. I'll look like a fool.
Oh, my head.
Talking and playing, talking.
Look,
We're having
cool.
a chat. We're having a chin wag.
Yes, be cool. Be
No,
cool.
if I were to play, I'd look like a fool. So that's why I made Chris play.
So I've just been playing, and I've only got the smoke powers unlocked, of course, because it's still very early going. But even, it's just like, it has that, I feel like the thing that I've always loved about the Infamous series is that like lightning smooth motion. And just the way that you can traverse around the city. The whole smoke power thing of just like jetting into one of these like vents in the side of the building.
Do it.
No, I can't do it as Neon.
Right.
I can only do this thing, which is wicked cool.
I can only run up the side.
I can only run up the side of any building I ever want. Tom, I feel like I'm maybe not using like my powers to their fullest advantage. What's a good move I should do? I mean, my
So one of my favorite things to
good.
do is when you hurt guys a little bit, you hit is it L1? And that's like your that thing. But
That's
these
a
guys,
Probably cannot
lightsaber.
melee that guy.
I know that guy's built up of rock or something. I guess concrete.
He's made of concrete.
This is like a really complex version of rock, paper, scissors, where it's like laser sword beats rock man, but neon power beats fire.
Yeah, basically.
Is that true?
But you can easily like dodge in and out of combat, and I think, Tom was sort of saying like, talking about what it's like. It's different to play on expert, and so I think like going toe to toe with a bunch of these concrete dudes obviously is not like a super awesome idea for me to do, but like dodging in and out.
There you go.
Like,
So you've got that guy suspended in the air, and then if you shoot him.
Oh, looks like I stole some concrete powers. Sorry.
Oh, you did? You stole concrete
I'm not
powers.
shooting anybody right now.
This game looks great.
I'm gonna run around like
You're the thing.
The thing that's so crazy about this is in like, what, 6 years or a year?
Yeah.
6 months or a year, we're going to look back and be like, yeah, that looked good.
Yeah.
Because like all of a sudden you're going to get, whatever Naughty Dog's making and whatever Sony Santa Monica, and all of a sudden this game is, because it's an early PS4 game.
Yeah.
Like we remember early PS3 games.
Especially open world games. Like when
just-
you look back at like Infamous 1 now, and even that looked like amazing.
Yeah, well,
when it
Infamous
came out.
1 versus Infamous 2, and it's like, well, that's night and day. And so I can't wait until this looks like junk. Like, this is what I'm looking forward to in life.
Do you think this is fair to say that this is the best first-party game available on the PlayStation 4? Are you a big fan of the Kills one, Shadowfall?
Well, what about, does Resogun
doesn't count.
Does not
That's
count.
rad, and it's an arcadey type game.
It doesn't, so I
That's
can't
rad.
actually, then yes. Yes. I mean,
gonna die in a hobo
this is
camp.
my second favorite, or this is my favorite game on the platform, I guess.
Yeah?
Because, and then Tomb Raider would be number 2.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, this is one of those things, if you bought a PS4 early, like
You
we
kind of
did,
have to get this.
you have to get this because it's super fun, and it like shows why you spent $400 before you might not have had to.
It might
So
not
it's
have
like-
been super easy to
So
tell.
the thing that's crazy about this is this game looks better than Tomb Raider, even though
Yeah.
it's an open world. Because Tomb Raider looks absolutely gorgeous, but it's a confined world. So I cannot wait for the future of this system.
How does his hair look? Does he ever take off his beanie?
He never takes off his
So
stupid
there's no
beanie.
tress effects?
There's no tress effects, no.
So maybe that's what's slowing Tomb Raider down this
know.
whole time. It could have looked twice as good. I'm getting super into replaying games now because I had Ground
Shoot the
Zeroes.
feet. Shoot the feet.
Oh yeah,
feet.
explain this concept because I love that.
So if you're playing as a good guy, you can't kill people. Like it's.
Well, you can.
You can, But so you got that, like, in the upper left is like your super move.
Yes.
So each kill like builds up part of that, and then you have a super move to unleash.
Knock,
but if you kill a citizen or you kill someone you're fighting here, instead of subduing them while you lose all of your power, and it starts and it resets, and like that forces you to play completely different.
Yeah.
Because as a good guy, you have to be precise and shoot them in the feet, and as a bad guy, I threw rockets like an. I was gonna say the A word and then the H word.
Like an ass.
Anarchist?
Yes, like an anarchist.
hole. Like an anarchist hole.
Philly Warrior on the GameSpot comments ask, how long is the campaign in Infamous Second Son?
I think it took me about 16 hours the first time through.
Oh, really?
It's about 16 to 20 the first time through.
You 100% it though the first time, did you?
And yeah, and it's a little shorter. So it's shorter than the other Infamous, which I was sad
I'll
to
save
see.
you.
I'm super into replaying games at the moment because I'm playing a bunch of Ground Zeroes. And all you can really do with that game is replay it. Infamous Second Son, obviously there's no multiplayer component to this game. Apart from playing it on hard mode, is there any other way to increase the longevity of this game?
I've actually been able to play through blindfolded, and I'm better than Chris Waters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's really impressive.
Embarrassing. I don't like it when he talks about it.
Okay, so one thing that's really amazing that Sucker Punch has done is there's something called Paper Trail.
Okay.
And it's I think it's 15 missions, extra missions that are both what you'd expect to find in a game, where it's like chase and escort or whatever like that kind of stuff, and then like stuff on the web as well. And they're going to release that over the next few weeks.
Oh, so is that
and
like
it's 5 extra hours of content for $0?
Is this
€0 and zero yen?
Really?
0 monies.
Free DLC?
Yeah.
Sucker Punch.
And
are
it's there
doing
right there. You
solid.
can play the first mission right now, and then there's just gonna be more mission. I mean, it was a similar thing with what they did with Halo 4.
Right, yeah.
With the so what they did with Halo 4, you're talking about Spartan Ops.
Yes.
That was sort of like raid mission, like a multiplayer. They were on multiplayer map type environments, but they were quick like raid missions.
And then they furthered the narrative.
Yeah, and so are these paper trail things are connected narratively.
It is a side story that tells you more about the DUP, the government.
The dopes, rather.
The dupes.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill these drug dealers in the park, but this.
You have your super move.
Yeah. So what do I do to do the super move? I've never done one of these before.
You hit down on the D-pad.
All right, hey, subdue.
You just murder him with neon.
Just hit down on the D-pad right
I want to hit a lot of drug dealers. Though.
now. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, stop dealing drugs in the park. It's a safe place for children to be.
What you do is you like put all of the people who are nearby into stasis bubbles, and then you mess them up. And the whole screen does stuff that would have killed the PS3.
Drug bust.
And you busted the drugs.
Look at that.
And they had that drug box, which is it's like up there. Like
Yeah,
that's
this is their drug box.
Yeah, because drug dealers always keep the drugs in a drug box.
And a drug
You gotta
box.
keep it in a cooler, man.
I love the drug box. And it's got a dolphin on it, and it's like, I guess you want to go ride the dolphin?
Sure, that makes sense.
So
Do you
great.
imagine how much better San Francisco would be if there was someone who was magically arresting masses of drug dealers
Oh
in the
my
parks?
god.
With-
I also love how you trap them on the ground with neon, which is just like a dumb gas.
Don't you pull it from that dumb?
Not even a good gas. It's
Atomic Shay, dropping knowledge on the periodic table, baby.
not even a noble
Talking
gas.
smack about the gas.
I mean, it's got like 10, an atomic weight of 10. So like, oh, good job.
Is this accurate?
Yeah.
What did you do in university?
I'm an English major.
It's all right, I don't
But
know.
I did Google that before I wrote my review. You know what the atomic mass of neon was?
Don't you pull your neon powers from like the bottom of people's car, the guys who've like tricked out their cars?
You can. You can.
This is kind of why I like Infamous Second Son.
So the reason why this game isn't accurate, though, is when I was in Seattle like 2 weeks ago for the first time, everybody drove a Prius.
Oh, really?
This game does
not have enough Priuses.
Every parking lot has at least, 10% Priuses. Every single one. It's hilarious.
The real Hades, who uses the number 3 as the E in the, just so in case it's another, the
Thank
real
you for
Hades.
clarifying that,
Thank
Danny.
you. Will there be more web missions and DLC in the future? Do you know post this Paper Trails
I mean,
thing?
after Paper Trail.
Yeah, after that, will they
I
do
hope
more?
so. Actually, Sucker Punch said they're going to have a new power.
Oh, wow.
So there's 4 powers right now, and they've strongly, and also this game details other powers, including paper. Which
This
is
is this is like Captain Planet now.
there's organic stuff with glass, and then there's I don't know, glass.
Sure.
And there's paper.
Glass?
Because they talked about they're experimenting with these other ones, and they like concrete the most.
All of these sound like street names for drugs. Glass, paper,
Neon,
neon.
smoke.
Yeah. Are you?
Well,
is
Dolphin
there-
for sure.
Is there a subtext to
Dolphin.
what's happening in Infamous Second Son?
Why-
Also, this takes place in Seattle.
Why
Just
is-
throwing that out there.
Why is this guy a red icon? Is it just so I can like come hang out with him and
You
jam
can
out?
do evil things to him.
Can you assault him, please?
Like, please don't do music
What
anymore.
do you-
Get out.
Street musician assault. I don't know if that's an assault if you kill him.
I killed him.
Yeah.
why does it come up? Street
Why does it
musician
say
assaulted.
murdered?
Because that is like a side mission you can do if you're
Assault all the street musicians
Yeah.
in Seattle?
So
What?
if you're a good guy, you bust drugs. If you're a bad guy, you assault street musicians, which is amazing. And you know, because the studio Sucker Punch is from next door to Seattle. What's it called?
Portland.
Kirkwood, Bellingham,
It's
Bellevue.
Bellevue.
All right.
or Kirkland.
You know that they go into
Kirkland.
Seattle and they hate the street musicians, so they put
Okay.
that in the game. You know that's what happens.
All right. Tom McShay, you have single-handedly gotten me interested in Infamous Second
That's all it
Son
took.
all over again. Thank you very
Take
much
this,
for joining
drugs.
us.
In the sequel, I want a drum circle that I can disrupt. That's all I want.
Chris, you can stop playing Second Son now.
I'm beating up drugs, Danny. It's for the children.
This is the worst. He's the worst person in the world. He's the worst. Senior drugs assaulter and street musician assaulter. Tom McShay, thank you very much. Air 5. I don't want to get in touch. Bam.